Hey, Riverside, San Bernardino, even the Bruin case, even with the Bruin case, the gun grabbers are getting even more let's face it, all these laws disarm only the people that would use a gun to defend themselves. Fight back and do something to defend your Second Amendment right. Join Inland Empire gun owners right now. We're growing the Second A community and getting more Pro 2A officials elected. Membership is only $10 a month, and joining is real easy. Just go to iegunowners.com/join.
Okay, everybody knows I work for San Diego.
This guy?
Who? Phil?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about him in just a minute,
But
Dave.
you didn't even introduce him at the beginning.
We did. Okay, so we only have a couple minutes, so I really need to talk about this. Okay, so we had our 10-ring event. This is extremely important here. So we had our 10-ring event and on Thursday, and what it was is that all the D49 candidates for Congress came, except one. I had like 6 weeks prior met all the candidates for Congress for District 49, and I said, hey, you know what? We don't endorse in that race, so let's get them in on a panel. Let's talk to them about, what they really believe in, and let's do it in front of our 10-ring members. We have 10-ring member events every other month, and this would be a fantastic opportunity. What I didn't want to do is I didn't want to say, all right, where do you stand on immigration? Where do you stand on taxes? Where do you stand on Hamas or whatever? We know where they stand. They're running in a Republican ticket or, primary, I should say. They're not going to differ from the platform that much. So what I wanted to do is ask them questions that revealed how they make decisions. How do they actually come to the conclusions they come to? There was one candidate, though, who, and everybody said, yeah, I'm coming, no problem, I'll be there, confirmed, you bet, see ya, let's do this thing, this is awesome. And then the day before the event, I was actually giving a speech at another event, and Margarita Wilkinson is one of the candidates. She was there. She was actually sitting at the table with me. And I went up and gave my talk, and I was looking forward to saying, hey, I'll see you tomorrow night. And she made a beeline for the door, didn't say a word to me. I'm like, all right, whatever. She's probably busy. We're all busy, And then later that night, less than 24 hours before the event, I got an email from her campaign manager that said, oh, hey, you know what? Her travel schedule won't allow her to be there. And I thought, you know what? That's it. She was the absolute least impressive of this whole group. I sat on and talked with her, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, because she had a lot of support from people that are very respectable. And I thought, okay, great, I'm looking forward to meeting with her. And I sat there and listened to her, and I was like, where is this support coming from? Like, what am I missing? Because I'm completely unimpressed. And I started asking around, and it turns out that she's self-funding for the most part. She's got a very wealthy husband, I guess, and the scuttlebutt was that it would be really good for the husband's business if he had a connection in Congress. And I'm like, okay, influence, buying a seat, not a new thing. I've seen that before. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a bad candidate. But it certainly explains why there was kind of this feeling of the emperor has no clothes. And I want to make that clear. Like Hemmerling, when I was hammering Hemmerling, I was hammering him because he's a bad person. Mm-hmm. And I stand by that. He was a dangerous, bad politician. I don't think she's dangerous. I think she's just pretty incompetent. It really was kind of why are we all pretending that she's a viable candidate here? And what do I mean by that? Well, if you go to her website, this is her big quote. Washington, D.C. is broken. By the way, there's a comma between Washington and D.C. Don't know why. Washington, D.C. is broken. Out-of-touch politicians cave to special interest groups, party leaders, and woke ideology to advance their own careers. Dysfunction is growing while American families are hurting. I'm running for Congress to say enough is enough, and let's get our country back on track. Shit, what did she say there? Nothing. She said nothing. It was a bunch of platitudes. You know what I mean?
They all say that.
They all say that, and I agree, and I'll tell you two things from sitting on and talking to her. She didn't say that. Somebody wrote that for her.
Plagiarism.
Well, I don't know. It's not plagiarism, but somebody thought this will go over well on a website. You know what I mean? I don't think she stole it from somebody, but her campaign manager, whatever, she didn't actually say that. And even if she did say that, people who do just kind of spew out these platitudes, at least you can sit down and figure out, okay, man, where do you, or woman, where do you really stand on? there was nothing there. There was nothing but platitudes. There was nothing but passion. I didn't really see anything behind her of substance. And again, that's what made me question, why are we all pretending she's a good candidate here? And I'm realizing it just comes down to money. I think there's probably a little bit of, what do you call it, identity politics, because she's Hispanic, she's Spanish speaking, and I think they're hoping, hey, that'll make us look, less Republican or whatever. That'll help take more people in because she's a Republican who speaks fluent Spanish. Yay! And I remember someone was telling me that she'll reach out to Spanish speaking voters, and that's important in this district. Maybe, but it's not as important as knowing what the heck you're talking about. So when she canceled, she didn't have a travel conflict. She just knew, because I was sending emails to the candidates saying, look, guys, leave the platitudes at home. We really want to discuss why you believe what you believe and how you make your decisions. I don't think she had the ability.
Well, that's one way to weed out the
yeah, right?
Yep.
I think that's very smart on your part.
So the other candidates did a great job. In all honesty, she canceled, which I didn't like because, when I don't like when people lie to me, and to disrespect our event and our organization that much, I thought was pretty lame. She couldn't even give me the courtesy of a phone call.
And tell the truth, too.
Or tell the truth. But it was pretty much decided that, that just gave us more time for the three real candidates in the room. It gave us more time to talk to them and find out. And they did a fantastic job. And so what do I mean by, questions to find out how they base their decisions or what they base their decisions on? One of the questions I asked is, and I want to see what you guys think of what your answers will be. I asked, okay, if you get elected and there's a bill in front of you and it's up to you. If you sign it, it passes, or, vote for it, it passes. If you don't, it doesn't. And you are, we ran out of time.
You can't do that.
And you're opposed to it. We'll answer it on the other side. And you're opposed to it, but 75% of your district wants you to vote for it. Are you there to vote your conscience and what you believe, or are you there to vote what 75% of your district thinks you should vote? You know what I mean? That's a good question.
Hold that thought. That's
Hold that
an
thought.
Awesome question. Tell Bob Siegel he's off this Sunday. He doesn't need to come in.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. If you're watching mainstream media, you're not getting the truth about guns. Gun Owners Radio is the easiest way to stay on top of the Second Amendment fight, the fight for your self-defense rights. You can watch our live stream on YouTube every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, or if you're in San Diego, AM 1170, FM 96.1, The Answer. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform. Just search Gun Owners Radio and you'll find our show. Like and subscribe to help defend and restore the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.